believe these are chokecherries. I was doing some research. They look like chokecherries to me. Definitely little cherries, but very bitter. Would make a good jelly. Thinking about making a wine out of it. The leaves are definitely part of the rose family. You can see that it's got the tooth-like edges, like all the rose family. They definitely look like little cherries. I ate one, spit out the seed. The seeds are poisonous. It said with the chokecherry, it said the bark, the leaves, the seeds are all poisonous, except for the cherries. So, just because I say this is a chokecherry does not mean that I'm certified and this and that, and I'm telling you you should go find some berries and eat them. But sending the hounds out for me. Now this, I believe, is a hawthorn. It's got those lobe looking. As you can tell, it's kind of hard to tell with stuff behind, but it's got these little. Let me pull a leaf off. You can see how it's got these edges here. When definitely a hawthorn because it's got thorns. Looking at the berries, definitely a hawthorn berry. They say hawthorns aren't poisonous. The thorns are what you gotta watch out for, and don't eat the seeds. The Saskatoon, you can eat the seeds, I believe. The Native Americans used to eat it right off the plant. I've eaten handfuls of Saskatoons chewing on the seeds, and it's never affected me, but definitely a hawthorn. Let me see if I can get you a thorn. Yeah, right there. Ooh, that looks gnarly. Two-incher. Bam! I've gotten one of those stuck in my foot, right in the middle where it's soft and stuff. Let me tell you, that ain't fun pulling that out with tweezers. Ooh. But today I'm going to be picking some Oregon grapes, or mountain grapes. They're pretty dry from the sun. I got a cloth bag. I was going to use it for collecting dirt like the old timers, but I decided to use it for berries since the holes are kind of spread in it because it's just a basic cotton. You can probably see right through it. right in there in the shade. That's where the best ones are. Yeah, that's probably not going to come out for a week. Probably should bring gloves, but that's alright. Look at all the antioxidants in that. Like blueberries. Kind of look like blueberries, but they're not. Mountain grapes. It's like almost 2 pounds, I think. About 2 pounds. Almost feels like a gallon of milk. That's way more than enough to make, it's enough to make like 2 things. A good way to tell if it is a mountain grape or an Oregon grape is if you break some of it off and you see all that yellow under the bark. That's a good indication that it is. And then also the holly looking leaves. But they used to use the yellow for dye. And probably the blue or the berries for dye as well. Here we have a wild rose. And then, yeah, look at all these chokecherries. I believe they're chokecherries. Like I said, just because you find berries out in the woods and this and that, and you see me picking berries, doesn't mean all berries are edible. I mean, let's talk about this guy. This is an elderberry. A wild elderberry. That looks like a stinging nettle. But the whole plant is completely poisonous. completely poisonous. This is actually, yeah, this is an elderberry. Look, it's already starting to grow with elderberries. Well, actually, no, this is an ivy. I was gonna say this looks like an ivy. This is an ivy, completely poisonous. But these right here, these long leaves, and these berries, these are elderberries. These are a wild ivy that is actually poisonous. Those berries are poisonous. Poisonous. Deadly. Berries. You need to cook them, because they're poisonous. The whole tree is poisonous. You gotta cook them. another one of those bugs. Did you see them? Remind me of those green ones. So I'm going to clean these, get the stems off, clean them real good. It don't matter if it's got the blue stuff on there or not, it will come off. It will come off. But it's not like it's poisonous or anything. I like to make sure my berries are clean before I cook them. Get all the white stuff off, the bugs, the little parasites and different things. Who knows what's in there. But man, I tell you, these berries are good. I got all the bigger stems out. Isn't that just beautiful? There's a leaf. I cleaned this water jug real good. Make sure it's real hot, cleaned, soap, so there won't be mold in there. Basically sterilize it. I'm gonna cook the berries up to 180 degrees, and then I'm gonna let it cool down, strain it, add the yeast and the sugar. Way hotter than it should. I'd like to do a quick shout out to the person that gave me this awesome old camping pan, Old National. Fried some eggs in it. Pretty good. Thank you so much. See how I'm trying to crush them a little bit? Get the little berries broken up. You can see now there's a lot of seeds on the top. And a lot of the berries are crushed up now. You can see how thick of a sauce this is. I'm not trying to make a sauce, but this should be pretty good. You have a sauce to put on some vanilla ice cream, and I tell you what, that is some delicious, delicious stuff. But don't eat and drink this stuff too often. Like, enjoy it for a month, and then maybe give it a month or two off, you know. There's nothing out there that actually proves that it's bad if you have it in excessive amounts, but I've made some sauces for ice cream and it hasn't done anything to me, so I kind of feel like if the berries are in season, then that's the time when you're supposed to enjoy them. You know, these things aren't out in the middle of winter or early spring, so. I usually let this cool and then pour the thing on a screen with cheesecloth on it. But I decided to use this little one to get most of it out, and then do that. Make that a little easier, because sometimes it gets too overwhelming with so much berries and debris and stuff of the stuff. So obviously 2 pounds of berries is too much for 1 gallon. So I'm going to try and make 2 gallons, because I knew that that's actually going to be pretty concentrated. It would have made a really good syrup, but I'm not trying to make a syrup or a jam. I want to make a wine, so I want it to be a little watery, but I also want the flavor of the berries in there too. And you can obviously see when I added the other gallon, hot water, because I want to make sure that the water's sterile. I clean these really good, the jugs. Adding the other water, more water, it still has a beautiful berry color, so I'm not too worried about it. It actually looks perfect. Not too thick, but not too watery, and enough to stain your stuff, either your shirt, or your counter, or your stove. Fun stuff though, gotta love messing with berries. I bet you, all you berry people out there, they know what I'm talking about, how fun it is to get your hands all messy and dirty. It kind of cleaned up, but my fingers look dirty, but they're not that bad. There you have it, folks. I added the sugar, waiting for the bubbles to go down before I add the yeast.